First of all, let's all give Evan a round of applause. Good job this season, buddy. I'm going to give you your medal. So, some things that I appreciate about Evan. He's a dedicated player. He's there at practice. He's usually there early. This kid never stops running. Even in a 94-degree day, he's just running and running and running. Improvements this year. His dribbling got so good. His field awareness, where he's supposed to be on the field, what he's supposed to be doing, just improved greatly. Evan, you've turned into such an awesome soccer player. I also see him as a leader on our team. His leadership courage is growing. He's holding his teammates accountable. One thing I like about Evan at practice is when somebody's goofing off and they're not supposed to, he tells them first. He's always like, hey, this is what we're supposed to be doing. Can you do what we're supposed to be doing? And if they don't, he comes and he gets coached. He's, Coach, Solomon's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, or Jad threw a ball at me, or whatever it is. He takes his role serious, and he's out there, and he's another one of those players that is just always smiling. He's excited and happy to be there. So if you guys would give a round of applause to Evan with me. Thank you so much, Evan. And one last thing about Evan too, on the car ride here from our last game, Stephanie was talking about most improved player, and his performance today at the game, I'm so sad that you didn't get to see. He played amazingly well. He was running, he was going in and getting the ball from other players. He was turning and going just super fast up the field in the right direction. So most improved player after tonight's game, Evan was probably up there in the top at least one or two. So good job, Evan. Okay, next we have Jeffrey. Jeffrey, where are you, buddy? Come on up here, buddy. So Jeffrey is another one of those kids on our team that got added a little bit late, and also, come on up here. Do you want to stand up here? That way everyone can see you. You stand and then face out this way so everyone can see you. I'll make sure Mama can. I'll stand on this side. So here's your medal, buddy. He got added a little bit late to our team in the season. Again, another kid who hadn't played soccer. And I think I heard from, maybe it was Coach Leah, that this was his first time actually on a sports team. He's almost 2 years younger than some of us, a full year younger than definitely all of us. But the things that I appreciate about Jeffrey this season is he was another one of those kids that just always had a smile on his face. There were a couple of times that he got knocked down in a game by some pretty big kids, and he was on the ground with a smile on his face and just popped right back up and just kept running. And that's something that's so important in soccer, because sometimes when we get knocked down, you want to stay down, but the game keeps going. The game never stops in soccer unless that ball goes out of bounds. Jeffrey's dribbling improved greatly. His field awareness, where he is supposed to be, improved. He learned which direction we were going, what goal we were protecting. Even his ability to see his other players on the field and look to pass improved. I think Jeffrey is up there in probably the top one or two of most improved players. So if you guys would give a round of applause to Jeffrey with me. Jeffrey, high five, buddy. I'm so proud of you. Excellent job this season. Good job. Again. Ouch. He's a very strong dude too. Good job, Jeffrey. All right, you want to head back over with Mom or here with the cheetah table? Okay, next we have Matthew. Come on up, buddy. So, Matthew, what do I say about Matthew? Go ahead and stand up, buddy.
He's a great defender.
He is a great defender. So things that I appreciate about Matthew is just his positivity that he brings to the team. I never see this guy get down. He doesn't get down on his teammates. He never is getting down on the opponents. He's never getting down on himself. He's oftentimes smiling, but even when he's not, you just feel this positivity coming from him. You know that he wants to be out there. You know that he loves and cares about his brothers on this team. He's there at practice early. A lot of times he would take the initiative to just go out and start passing the ball with one of his teammates, or shoot goals, or even hop in goal and play goalie. So those of you who don't know, going up to U8 in the fall, we're going to have an extra player on that field, and that extra player is the position of goalie. He's expressed great interest in playing goal. He just has this natural defensive mindset about him. He has these protective instincts to help protect his team, help protect that goal so we don't get scored on. And I think that would play a great role into being a potential goalie. I don't want players come fall to spend a whole game in goal. So we'll probably be taking halves. If Matthew is interested, I'd love to see him take that role. Something about being a goalie is you have to have leadership skills. As you get older and you get more and more players on the field, you have to be directing your team, telling people where to go, telling people who to mark. Coaches, we have less and less of a role as you guys get older and older, because the goalie plays a role as a coach, and so does your center midfield player. You're directing traffic, you're communicating with your team. And I see that mindset about Matthew. He just has that vision. So something that I'm going to work on with Matthew is just being more vocal, being able to yell at players, not in a mean way, but in a way that they hear him and can adjust in the game. Matthew is one of our most trusted defenders. When he's back there, I think the rest of us just feel peace knowing that we're guarded in the back. His kick has gotten super powerful. I oftentimes have him in a distribution role, whether he's taking corner kicks or goal kicks or throw-ins. He just has great field vision. And for that, I just trust you so much out there, buddy. I'm so proud of you. You're growing into such a mature young man. So if you guys would give him a round of applause with me. Thank you so much, Matthew. High five, buddy. Good job. All right. Come on, buddy. Guys, give him a round of applause with me. So this is, you look so poised. You have this presence about you. You should run for president one day. I'd vote for you. So here's your medal, buddy. So Henry is that third player on our team who, we had a couple of practices before he came on, and he was that third player who hadn't played soccer before. But what I did see that he brought was just his understanding of how to be a teammate and how to go out in a game and work hard. Even though at first his skill wasn't there, his effort was always there from the beginning. This dude was always running. He was always going in hard in tackles, sometimes to a point where coach got a little bit nervous that Henry might get hurt because he just plays hard. But what I found out about this guy is I didn't have to worry about him getting hurt because he's just strong. He's an extremely strong player physically, mentally, and just spiritually. He goes out there with this spirit of, I want to play, coach. Put me in. I want to play. His improvements, his shot has gotten super hard. In the beginning, kids oftentimes hesitate when they go to kick a ball. They're figuring it out here before their body knows how to execute it, but you just saw his mind working. Like, there's the ball, and I want to crush it. And it was a couple seconds before he did crush it, but not now. He goes out there, and what he wants to do, he goes and he does it. His endurance, he's one of those kids that just runs and runs and runs like Evan. I didn't know he was going to be that guy, but that's why I ended up putting him up at top, because he kept working. He had a hunger to get the ball. When the other team had a ball, he was fearless, and he just made it a point that I'm going to go get it. Another thing I noticed, especially in this game, is his ability to understand the need to recover. So when we lost the ball and they were going to goal, this dude was flying back to play defense. And that's not something you can coach. That's something that kids just understand. And so, Henry, I'm excited to see where you take your soccer career. I imagine you're an amazing baseball player also. I think you're just going to be one of those 3-4 letter athletes in high school. I'd love to see you keep pursuing soccer, but whatever you do, keep working hard, dude. I'm so proud of you. He almost hit a home run. Really?
It wasn't a home run. It bounced out.
I'm going to start calling you Crusher. You're a strong...
Mine was a ground ball, like, too defensive, and the bounce almost went over.
Really? Man, I wish I was there to see some of your guys' baseball. Next up is Mr. Solomon.
Dad, you're only the one left.
So,
Why did you have to?
actually, before I start talking about Solomon specifically, just something I wanted to talk about regarding this team. Guys, this was a tough season, especially for those of you that have been on this team for 4 seasons now. You guys were used to winning every game and winning every game by a lot. And this season, it was difficult for all of us. I think I can speak for even parents that, when you're used to seeing your kid win and then you go out and you see your kids losing, it's hard. It breaks your heart a little bit because you want your kid to be happy. But I believe firmly that that we as humans, we grow through adversity, we grow through difficulty, we grow in our perseverance, kids, which means when you're down, you're not out. You can keep fighting. And even if you can't win, you can keep fighting for a goal. I've seen all of you grow so much. 2 things I would say about you guys during this season is I've seen you guys be extremely humble, which means when you're losing, when things are tough, you guys stayed positive, you kept fighting. And then also your just level of perseverance. You guys never gave up. Even when we were down sometimes 7-8-1, you guys kept running hard, you kept playing hard, you kept encouraging each other. And that kind of leads into what I want to talk about with Solomon. He really struggled there in the beginning because he loves this team. He takes it seriously. He loves the game of soccer. And when we were getting beat up pretty bad, sometimes getting knocked down on the field. And we had to talk with Solomon and work with him on understanding that's just something that happens in life. And when you get knocked down, you got to get back up. And something that I saw in Solomon this year that made me so proud as a dad and a coach is his level of perseverance. That this is one of those guys that's going to go in hard for the ball. Reminds me a lot of you, Henry. When the other guy has the ball, he's going to go in hard to try to get that thing. And a lot of times, he ended up on the ground. Sometimes he was hurt. I saw him bounce up a couple of times and go in and just keep fighting. And that level of perseverance to not give up and be tenacious and keep going, that's something that you can't teach as a parent. That's something that kids just learn and develop through difficulty. He's, again, one of those trusted defenders that when he's back there, it gives us peace. It helps us focus on our offensive attack because we know that if they counter back, that there's someone back there that might be able to bail us out of a tight situation. What else can I say about him? His kicks have gotten super strong. His shot, he's been taking shots from distance. And just his love for the game and his love for you guys. I don't know if you know about it, but he thinks about the Cheetahs team a lot. He talks about you guys when we're at home. He talks about, do you remember that goal Jad had in this game? Or do you remember that time Matthew made that stop? Or do you remember X, Y, and Z? He loves you guys. He loves this team. And that love is sometimes what can help a team really come together as brothers. So if you guys would give a round of applause to Solomon.
That's the last one. No.
Okay, you got one more here. So if you score in a game 2 goals, it's called a brace. If you score 3, it's called a hat trick. If you score 4, it's called he scored a lot of goals. And today he scored 5, and I don't even know what to call that, except for just amazing. Man, I haven't had time to reflect back on the game, but dude, you're incredible. I guess improvements is where I'll start. Just his ability to find himself into an open position, take a look up, away from his feet, and have a shot. That's some high-level stuff. At this age, most kids are still looking at their feet when they're on the field. But his field awareness, because of his ability and his comfortability with the ball at his feet, it gives him that ability to look up. I remember you were coming up that right side of the field today, and you crossed the ball in the air across the goal to where Henry was at the far post, and it was just amazing. But your vision, your understanding of the game, your love for soccer, and I know that you love soccer because you're always telling me Neymar did this and that, and Messi did this and that, and I was watching the Barcelona game, and this happened, and you know, some kids love to play soccer, and that's why they love soccer. I know that you just love soccer, period. Other improvements is just he's a stability on our team. Jad is a pillar of a trusted player when he's on the field. We know he's going to do what he's supposed to do. We know he's going to be where he's supposed to be. And he stepped up huge. You know, he was one of our leading goal scorers when we had Mason and Owen on our team. This season, he had to step into that role, and I think it was tough because he used to have these other players that took defenders away from him. A lot of times he would be able to find himself wide open because no one had to mark him because they had to mark all these other guys. This season, Jad, tonight you were double teamed, sometimes triple teamed, and you were dribbling through and around people. It was just amazing. Jad has heart. He loves the game, but he also loves his friends. He loves his mom and dad. He loves this team. He loves everybody, and it's cool to see. So I'm so excited to see where soccer takes you. I think you got a big, bright career in soccer and probably other sports too. You're just an athletic dude. So I think whatever you put your mind to, Jad, you're going to be able to accomplish great things. And I know God has big plans for you.
Good job,
so
Dado.
if you guys would give a round of applause to Jad. Good job, Jad.
Daddy.
You are a huge piece of this puzzle for this team. And we can't say thank you enough. But we all love you also. I'm not good with the words like you are, but we do love you. There's the pictures
that
from
is
the
awesome.
Reach in there.
What's that? Oh.
It has all you guys on it. That is so awesome.
What does it say?
What did it say?
Brandon, that little saying
Uh-huh.
on the mug,
Uh-huh.
you look at that picture,
It's on there too.
that's what you know, when
See
you're,
right
that's
here.
when you guys are talking about
Yeah,
that.
let me explain this right here.
Instagram post.
This was after, it was our practice after one of our games. It was a really hard game. It was like one of our first losses. And there was attitudes and things like that. Brandon brought the kids together, sat them down, and said, you guys, we're a team. We're brothers. We need to work this out. We have tough times, good times. And so it was all about teamwork and coming together.
I love it.
Yeah. So, Cheetah family, we love you guys so much. We're gonna keep this thing going as long as we can.